Schroeder.
Here.
Councilmember Bright Cruz.
Here.
Councilmember Jablonski.
Here.
Vice Mayor Fisickelli.
Here.
Mayor McKay.
Here.
All right.
Please stand for the pledge. Again. Last time tonight. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You betcha.
All right. Resolution number 3.
Mayor, we have one public speaker,
Okay.
Newell Hollingsworth.
All right. Oh, you didn't give me my agenda breakdown that way.
Thank you, sir.
Where's our legal?
Good evening, 199th Avenue, Newell Hollingsworth. Earlier in one of the other meetings, it was mentioned that our drainage has improved greatly, and I'd like to take exception to that out west. I'm raising little fish in my backyard, and so are some other people that I know in my neighborhood. And they're now about 2.5 inches long. And mosquito control was out this week and sprayed all of my standing water. And their thing was, you're going to have to get rid of your standing water. So I gave them South Broward Drainage District's phone number. But the bottom line is this, that the problem that I am having is caused by people filling their property incorrectly. And that is a town problem. And the swale that is in the back of the property between 198th and 199th was filled. So the water does not drain down to the drainage ditch. And then the drainage ditch was silted in completely, and it's now got grass growing in it. And that is South Broward Drainage District's problem for not maintaining the canal. And this is throughout the town that we have these problems where South Broward Drainage District is not taking care of the secondary canals that are their responsibility. And when they fill in, they say, well, it doesn't hold water anymore, so it's not our responsibility. Well, after I showed pictures and stuff to the engineer from South Broward Drainage District, he came in that, yes, it was silted in. And that is also a problem because the person to the north of the canal, when they own another property owner before they sold it, they filled the property. And then the rains came and silted in the canal from runoff. And South Broward Drainage District didn't do anything about it, and the town of Southwest Ranches didn't do anything about it. But that's all water under the bridge. But that bridge does not go to my property. So what I'm saying is that there are problems that can be taken care of by the town and by South Broward Drainage District, and I'd like for them to, in the future, to address those problems. And I've been addressing this for 5 years with the town, way back when Willie first started. Remember him? So, and year after year after year, and now I've gotten assurances that South Broward Drainage District is going to do what they're supposed to do sometime, and the town's going to do what it's supposed to do sometime, and this problem will be taken care of and my property will now drain. So I would like to say that we should continue. I keep kicking, but the can doesn't move. Sorry. Anyway, I'm just venting right now because people were saying that the drainage has improved greatly within our area out west, and it hasn't. Thank you.
Any additional public comment? Seeing no additional public comment is closed. Board reports? Any board reports? Seeing no board reports, board report comments are closed. Council member comments.
I'll go.
Go ahead, Gary.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll be very, very quick. Been a long night, and we need to be moving along here. Just a few announcements. In October, we have the Country Roads Arts and Craft on October 20th at the Equestrian Park. December, 10 o'clock in the morning till 2, is that it? 4. Excuse me, till 4, okay. We have the DMV Flowmobile on the 27th of September here from 10 to 2. Good time to get your driver's license or license plate renewed. The Broward County Property Appraiser is going to be here at Town Hall on the 15th of October. I'm jumping around a little bit on the calendar, and I apologize.
All right.
From 11:30 to 1 p.m. to help if you have a homestead exemption you need some help with, or an ag exemption or something to that effect. Question for Andy. I think you have some information tonight on the horse crossings on Griffin, which if you could elaborate on when it's your turn. And just a question that came up from one of the residents. Is the town still giving out the mosquito donuts, the dunks? Do we still have that?
We do still have some, yes.
Okay. So if you have standing water, it's a good idea to stop by the town. We have them at the front desk. Sign out for them. You get a few free ones, and you just pitch them in the water, and that's it, and you're done. And I know some areas have got a lot of mosquitoes in the area where I'm at, which traditionally I got a big fogger and, all that kind of stuff. I haven't had to use it this year, so it's been pretty effective where I'm at, and that might just be a local thing. So, but at any rate, take advantage of it if you want to. You get them. They're right here at Town Hall. So, and that's it, Mayor. I'll wrap up.
Okay. Who would like to go next?
I'll go.
Go ahead, Steve.
I've already said enough tonight, so I'm going to be really brief. I just wanted to mention, Sarah took a fall, but we certainly wish her well and a quick recuperation, and that she does well. That's all. Yeah.
Dee?
And you had to get that in? That's a good thing, because we all hope she gets better soon. But we know she's on her way because we've all looked at your face and seen the happiness back in it, so.
You good? Okay. I'm good. I don't have anything special. So. Yep, miracles do happen. Legal comments. How about it, Keith? You're up to bat.
Sure, I'll be super brief. The only thing I really want to talk about is item 9 on the agenda and why it's there, but I'll just give the preview right now. 9 is just the extension on the zoning and progress on nurseries.
Okay.
I know the comp plan board has been diligently looking at drafts of ordinances and working with Jeff Kadams on drafting an ordinance, but we knew that it didn't really address the main goal of the council, which was to not regulate true agricultural nurseries, but to regulate what actually we can regulate by law, which is the commercial nursery, okay, which is different in the landscape businesses. So we had to really research the law on this to make sure we weren't running afoul.
Katie's
And
helping out.
I did use the blonde girl, Noel, to actually research, what we could do, what we couldn't do. And we have, I think, done a pretty good job of starting to assemble a compromise ordinance that goes from where some of the residents were to, where the council was and somewhere in between. We're about 80% done with it. I actually candidly gave Councilmember Bright Cruz a read of it last night to see if we were heading the right direction, because I know he's been diligently working on this, and I think we're getting closer. So the reason for item 9 on the agenda is to extend the zoning in progress on the nurseries, but I will tell you that it's my expectation that no later than October we will have first reading on that ordinance. We're making a couple of changes that we discussed, Councilmember Bright Cruz and myself, last night, and hopefully we'll have a draft of the comp plan board at its next meeting.
Okay. I'm going to jump back one step and say something that I kind of left out, that Tractor Supply is working diligently with a resident on a property on Flamingo Road, and as soon as they have something in writing, we'll be putting it on the agenda and bring it back to all of us to to discuss. So Tractor Supply is still in the game, and we're thrilled.
Great.
Let me, Andy, you're up
Yeah,
again.
thank you, Mayor. I'll be certainly brief as well. First of all, I want to thank all of you for your efforts before, as we continue through the budget process. We'll be back in 2 weeks again for a final reading on the millage and the budget. And I assure you, there will be further reductions. Obviously, any additional input that you all have, we're happy to hear. We'll be happy to meet with you. If there are, and I'll speak for Marty now, if there are any residents who would like to meet with Marty and I, we will make ourselves available. So we think we're pretty good at this, but we also know we don't know everything. So we're happy to make ourselves available. Second item, Councilmember Jablonski brought up the horse crossings. We had reached out to Broward County. I had shared a letter with you. The county is moving forward. I think we've identified, I don't have the locations with me, but I think 6 different locations. And so within 60 days, we expect that advance notice signs will be up, warning signs. And then they've said within 8 months, but we'll hopefully make it sooner, on the solar flashers will be there as well. So the county's been, you wish they could turn a little quicker and be a little faster, but they've been very receptive. They understand the need, and they're working with us. So I'm pleased to report on that. And the only other thing I just wanted to share with you, last night at the Parks Board meeting, there was some discussion, and we have a wedding that's booked for November. And we have, the parks rules now call for them to be done, whatever the rental is, to be done by 11 and out by 12. And there's a request, and these are some longtime residents, grew up here, both their parents live here, the kids live here, they're getting married, paying for their own wedding, they're having the wedding out at the barn in November, and they've requested to go a little bit later. Obviously, it would be subject to our noise ordinance and all those rules. The Parks Board is going to take a look at that and revise it. But unless any of you have an issue with that, we're going to push that curfew out a little bit. The penalty would be they would sacrifice, they would lose their security deposit, and we don't want to do that to them. So as long as you're all okay with that, we're going to approve that. And
I'm good with that.
We'll certainly.
I'm actually going to be attending that wedding.
Okay, I wasn't going to say that, but certainly if the mayor or any other council members are going to be there, obviously we're not worried about things getting out of hand. So, or at least we hope not. So if you're all okay with
Yeah,
that, I
that's
thank
fine.
you. Is it okay? Okay, thank you. That's all I have, Mayor.
Okay. All right. Think we're good to go. Number 8.
This is a resolution of the Town Council of the Town of Southwest Ranches, Florida, approving an interlocal agreement with Broward County, providing for the division and distribution of the proceeds of the transportation system surtax, authorizing the mayor, town administrator, and town attorney to execute said agreement, and providing an effective date.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Yeah, Mayor, just very briefly.
Go ahead.
As you all know, and there were some comments made to it before, the county has that 1 penny surtax for transportation issues on the ballot again this November. I'm not sure what they've done as far as to promote it. They don't really seem to be saying too much. But by passing the interlocal agreement, the town would be able to participate in the proceeds should that item pass.
If we don't, we don't.
10% of the revenues, 10% of the revenues would go to the municipalities. If we don't approve the interlocal agreement tonight, we get nothing. So that's,
I just want to state for the record
Go ahead.
that you have to pass this. You don't have a choice.
Yeah.
But legally, this is the worst agreement I've ever read. And it truly is going to be devastating to the town to be taxed to the penny and really not be able to get any of those funds, because it's going to go to the larger municipalities. We're not going to get anything out of this.
Nope.
And I just want to tell you, we did review it, and it's a horrible, horrible agreement for the town.
It is.
But we have no choice.
And I can understand why you're upset about this, because Pembroke Pines will get a whole bunch of it, right?
Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood.
Or Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, this is something that we need to go along with. I personally do not advocate it, and I'm pretty sure I can speak for a lot of people up here right now.
All of us.
This is bad. This is bad. It was I tried 2 years ago. It was bad then. It's bad now. So
Well,
everybody pays it.
So we have to go along with it as far as passing this. We don't have to go along with it as far as passing the
November,
the ballot question.
Right.
So, I would.
No, we're going to
I
say
would
vote no.
encourage you strongly to
Vote
vote
against.
against this.
Yeah, agreed.
Even though we have to vote for it.
We have to vote for it, but our opinion is to vote against it. So I tell you, full agreement on that. So we have a motion and a second.
Yeah, we do.
Okay. Any public comment on this matter? Seeing no public comment is closed. Call the question.
Councilmember Schroeder,
Yes.
Councilmember Bright Cruz.
Yeah.
Councilmember Jablonski.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fisickelli.
Yes.
Mayor McKay.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Number 9.
Item 9 is a resolution of the Town Council of the Town of Southwest Ranches, Florida, amending Resolution Number 2018-054 and extending a zoning in progress pursuant to Section 005-240 of the town's Unified Land Development Code to further regulate any new commercial nursery, expansion of an existing commercial nursery, or storage or growth of any plant material in containers, extending a zoning in progress for a period of time not to exceed 6 months or until the town's revised regulations have been adopted, whichever is sooner, providing for conflict, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any public comment on this matter? No, not you again.
Newell Hollingsworth, 199th Avenue. The only request that I have as far as the zoning in progress, and I think it should be passed, is that when this ordinance in its revised state finally comes forth, that it be given to the board 1 week prior to the meeting of the board, so that it can be reviewed by the board and any questions of a major nature can be addressed to Keith prior to the meeting, and that when it comes before the board, the appropriate people responsible for the drafting of that ordinance be there to explain themselves. Thank you.
Just to respond to that, we're going to give it to the board. They can review it whenever they want.
I think they want Katie Edwards Blondie there too.
No, but that's not what he's saying. But we're going to give it. They can set a meeting whenever they want to review it. It's not coming from us. So if they want to review it for 2 weeks before your meeting, review it as long as you want.
Well, yeah, but I think the point is, I mean, so it's a board there, it's tough to get their schedules together, so they have that set meeting.
When is
So-
the next meeting set?
When is the next?
The comp plan board meeting meets on the 3rd Thursday. So council is 2nd and 4th. They meet on the in-between week, on the bye week.
So I don't know if there's any way, it would be good if we can get to them this.
Tomorrow? We'll try on Friday.
There we go.
Okay. All right. So, motion and a second, call the question.
Councilmember Schroeder,
Yes.
Councilmember Bright Cruz.
Yes.
Councilmember Jablonski.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fisickelli.
Yes.
Mayor McKay.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, approval of minutes.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Any public comment on this matter because you've corrected our minutes before? Seeing none, public comment closed, call the question.
Councilmember Schroeder,
Yes.
Councilmember Bright Cruz.
Yes.
Councilmember Jablonski.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fisickelli.
Yes.
Mayor McKay.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion to adjourn?
Ditto. Good night. You got a clip up here somewhere? I don't know what I did. I don't know that, I was gonna, but I thought, the night went long enough. Yeah, I don't think you need to. I'm not doing anything with it. I'm calling Brian Koleka and he's on the thing. I may just talk about it a little more at the next meeting, but. All right, so what are you up to? What did hubby need?